Sandra Steele asks, can you make a video for the type of flea medicine recommended for a 2-pound dog? Why, yes I can! Skip to 4 minutes and 30 seconds for application instructions. The older I get, the more concerned I am with using chemicals and toxins. Of course, there's plenty of flea products on the market, such as Frontline and Nexgard, that certainly get rid of fleas. But why would I use those when there's an organic and cheaper alternative? More on that in a minute. So I did a little research and I found Nexgard on 1-800-PET-MEDS for $58.99. Nexgard is an oral medication which must be purchased according to the size of your dog. The smallest available Nexgard dose that I could find was for a 4 to 10-pound dog, or 1.8 to 4.5 kilograms. So I guess you're just SOL if you have a 2-pound dog like Sandra's. Even Margo weighs only 3 pounds or 1.4 kilograms. Nexgard uses the active ingredient afoxolaner, which, according to the product description, is absorbed into the bloodstream. Afoxolaner is a pesticide. Why would I want to put a pesticide into my sweetie pie's bloodstream? Nexgard's most frequently reported adverse reactions include vomiting, dry flaky skin, diarrhea, lethargy, and lack of appetite. That's a lot of things.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, those do sound like reasonable reactions to ingesting pesticides. Who are we trying to kill here? The flea or the dog? Frontline is made by the same company as Nexgard, but that one's a topical application. Or shall I say a topical poison? I did find Frontline on 1-800-PET-MEDS for a little cheaper. Their 3-month dose is currently on sale for only $34.99. Frontline is also sold according to the size of your dog. Their smallest poison packet is available for dogs size 5 to 22 pounds, or 2.3 to 10 kilograms. I can't fathom using the same dose for Margo as recommended for a dog 7 times her size. According to the product description, Frontline Plus contains fipronil, a broad-spectrum insecticide and slow-acting poison that disrupts the central nervous system of fleas and ticks, and S-methoprene, an insect growth regulator that kills flea eggs and larvae. Cautions: your pet may experience some temporary irritation at the site of application. If signs persist or become severe within a few days, consult your veterinarian immediately. I'm sorry, but this all just sounds a little too risky for my sweetie pies. Let's talk about a flea and tick option that does not contain poisons or pesticides. This is Diatomaceous Earth, and you can buy it in smaller bags too. Diatomaceous Earth-based powder is a highly effective, non-chemical, ant and crawling bug insect killer. Rather than poisoning fleas, it kills them by dehydration. So what is Diatomaceous Earth and where does it come from? Diatomaceous Earth is composed of the fossilized exoskeletons of tiny organisms known as diatoms. Diatoms are microscopic, single-cell algae. And diatomaceous earth is basically their leftover shells when they die. And their shells are made of glass. Yes, glass. These fossilized diatoms have very sharp edges, allowing the diatomaceous earth to kill insects simply by lacerating their outer shells and dehydrating them. How awesome is that? So when crawling insects come in contact with food-grade diatomaceous earth, to them, it's much like crawling across shards of broken glass. The insect's movement across the DE helps the razor-sharp edges to lacerate the insect's body. Now to us, because we're so much bigger, it just feels like a really fine powder. I am concerned about breathing it into my lungs or getting it into my eyes, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but just know that you need to be careful with that. So the active ingredient of diatomaceous earth is silicon dioxide. Silicon dioxide, also known as silica, is a natural compound made of 2 of the Earth's most abundant materials, silicon and oxygen. It's found naturally in water, plants, animals, and the earth. Diatomaceous earth can also be used for bed bugs, cockroaches, earwigs, silverfish, cricket, millipedes, and centipede control. You can safely sprinkle it around your house and yard. Because there are no chemicals, insects cannot develop a resistance to it, and you don't need to worry about nasty side effects from exposure to pesticides. And when you use the food-grade version, there's no risk for you or your sweetie pie, even if you ingest some of it. And now, Margo is going to help us demonstrate how to apply it. Number 1, put a small amount of the product on your pet's fur. I like to use a little scooper like this, and there's not really like a certain amount that you have to use, you just kind of eyeball it. Since Margo's really tiny, I'm using a tiny scooper. Number 2, spread the dust into their fur. Basically, you just pet them slowly. You can apply it more liberally if you actually see the evidence of fleas and you know that they actually have an infestation. For Margo, she doesn't have any fleas right now. I'm just using this for prevention in case she gets one. You also need to dust their living areas, including their bedding, kennel, carpets, mats, etc., and any other area they visit regularly. Number 5, just ensure that you or your sweetie pie does not inhale it in large quantities, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Number 6, so you want to leave the powder on their fur for about 3 to 4 days before you bathe them. And when you do bathe them, you want to bathe them with a moisturizing shampoo because it can dry out their skin a little bit. After you bathe them, and if you know that they did have fleas on them and there's dead fleas now in their fur, you can just take a little comb and brush through their fur to get rid of any carcasses. Repeat as needed. According to Absorbent Products Limited, you can see under extreme magnification how the diatoms pierce the insect's skin. Now let's talk about the potential harm of using diatomaceous earth. If breathed in, diatomaceous earth can irritate the nose and nasal passage. If an extremely large amount is inhaled, then people may experience coughing and shortness of breath. Diatomaceous earth may also irritate the eyes due to its abrasive nature. Any dust, including silica, can be irritating to the eyes. According to the Missouri Poison Center, in accidental exposures, diatomaceous earth is not expected to cause toxicity. If swallowed, it will pass through the stomach and intestines without causing problems. Yay, no poison! If inhaled, DE can irritate the nose and lungs, causing coughing and shortness of breath. On skin or in eyes, it can cause irritation and dryness. Thus, the moisturizing shampoo. So I've been using diatomaceous earth on my sweetie pies for about a year now, and in that time, I have found 0 evidence of fleas. I'm super happy to have a chemical-free option for treating my sweetie pies for fleas and ticks. If any of you guys have experience using diatomaceous earth for fleas and ticks, I would love to hear about it, so please leave your comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Sandra Steele, for the video request. Please keep the questions coming so I know what to make videos about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much. I'll see you next week. Until then, be kind and stay safe. We'll see you next time on Sweetie Pie Pets. Bye-bye. Say bye, Margo. Did you have diatomaceous earth? Mwah.